We are at it this morning. Look at this beautiful sunrise. Yeah, we're at it a little early this morning so we can try to beat the heat. It's going to be in the 90s already, so we're going to try to get this done. Well, not all the way done today, but I'm going to try to stand the knee walls, attach them, put them where they need to go, and then I think what I'll move on to next is digging the. I'm going to put little concrete post anchors, whatever you want to call them, and I think that's what I'm going to work on after I stand and attach the knee walls, so I know exactly where I want to put those. So all right, you guys, welcome back to the channel. We are back today and we are going to go ahead and get back at it and get this greenhouse done. We went and did a little shopping. Let me show you. Went and did a little shopping, and you can see here I have a couple pieces of wood laid out. Don't mind the smoker stuff. I've been using this for like a wind blocker for my smoker until I get it done. But anywho, you can see I have a little bit of wood laid out here. I have some more here. I'm going to do a PVC hoop style greenhouse for now. I eventually we'll build it out of lumber someday maybe, but this is what I'm doing for now because honestly this is one of the cheapest ways to do it, and I'm not trying to spend a ton of money that I don't have, so this is what we're doing. PVC loop house. Excuse me. There's going to be rebar down in where the PVC will come on top of, a little stiffness, and then I will clamp it to the 2x4. Now there are many ways to build a walipini or a greenhouse or whatever you want to call it, okay? I am going to go with the route of building knee walls all the way around it, okay? And then I'm going to anchor those knee walls into the ground with some concrete footers of some sort, and rebar, attach the rebar, the PVC over the rebar, then clamp it to the knee wall, and then hopefully by building it that way, I will be able to combat the wind, because that is one of the main things, if not the only thing. I'm not worried about it filling with water or anything like that. I am mainly worried about the wind, because you guys, it gets really windy out here, and for a couple days straight the other week, we had some, it was steady 40-mile-per-hour winds with like gusts of 70, upwards of 70. So it gets windy, and that's the only thing I'm worried about out here is the wind. So I'm going to try to keep the roof down, not so high, so that way it won't be in the wind too much. And that's another reason why I'm digging a sunken greenhouse / walipini, and I'm doing it that route with the knee walls. I want to build it to withstand the winds, which I'm the only thing I'm concerned about, and we'll see. I also have an idea of coming along when I'm done with it and putting some kind of guy lines down as well, because I'm not kidding you guys, it gets windy out here, and the wind comes through up over the mountains, and then it comes through this wide open area here, and it'll rock the whole RV. It is some wild winds, so that's what we're building for. So enough rambling. Let's get over here and get building. Let me show you what I'm going to do. All right, you guys, so what we have here is we have, what is it? It is 12 foot wide by 16 foot long, the hole itself. So I'm going to come along here and I'm going to make a knee wall that is going to be 16 foot wide. To cover, a couple feet over on each side. And then I was going to go 21 foot, but I don't need all this extra space out here. So I'm going to cut it down a loop, and I'm going to go 18 foot. So overall, we're going to have 16 foot by 18 foot knee walls all the way around. And then once I build them knee walls, I will come along in the corners, at least the corners, and I'm going to dig a hole, and I'm going to put it like a little footer, a little post, down in there, concrete, to help hold the structure from the winds, and just make it more permanent. And then I will come through, do my loops, and then build my doors out after that, because I want to match my doors to my ceiling height, obviously, and I don't know what that is yet. So I will do the knee walls, the hoops, and then doors, and then we'll go from there. I'm still waiting on the shade screen to come in the mail. I found one on Amazon, so I'm gonna wait for that to get here, and then we will put the shade screen on. But until then, we can start building. It's going to be real simple, you guys. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come along and I'm going to cut a set of my 2x4s down to exactly 12 foot. I have some 12 footers and some 8 footers. If you know lumber, they're not exactly 12 foot or 8 foot. So I'm going to come down through and I'm going to make a set in the back here, 12 foot exactly on each side. And then the back ones, obviously, I'm going to cut those down to 8 exactly, and then we'll have 16. Yeah, and then after I do my 12s here, I'll come here and make another, 6, 8 footer, whatever, to get me where I need to be. And then same thing here. And I think I'm going to do spacing in between, like for little studs, like 3 foot. I was going to do 2 foot, but I don't think I really need to go 2 foot. I think I'm going to go 3 foot. Just like I'm going to do the loops. I'm going to do the loops at 3 foot. A lot of people do 4, 5, 6 foot. Some do 2 foot. I'm going to do 3 foot. 3 foot spacing on my loops. 3 foot spacing on my studs. And that's simple, man. Simple as it's going to be. So let me get everything out and unloaded and ready to go. And we'll get at it. I don't know, you probably couldn't see that. Maybe I can zoom in later and show you. Little lizard just came running out from underneath the wood. It is warming up here and we're having an abnormal early heat wave. I'm talking about, we are in the beginning of March and it's in the 90s, 100 scheduled in the 7 days. So we're abnormally warm and everything is coming out thinking it's time to be out, but it's a little early. So you really got to keep your head on a swivel. Yeah, but anyway, that was a little, we had a rattlesnake in the driveway the other day, a little rattlesnake I had to get rid of. But yeah, they're a little lizard. Anyway, all right, so what I'm going to start off by doing is I'm going to grab all of my 12 footers and I'm going to cut them down to the length of what I want them for the sides. And then I'm going to grab my 8 footers and do the same thing. I'm going to cut them down to length for size what I want. And then once everything is cut to length for what I want it to be, then I'm going to go ahead and come through and start cutting the studs for everything and then putting it all together. So let me go ahead and get ready to move on to that. All right, guys, now I am going to go ahead and go through, after I cut all of the outside wood to the length it needs to be, I'm going to go through and I'm going to take a piece or two and I'm going to cut a bunch of 2 foot blocks because I'm going to make the spacing in between the knee wall just 2 foot high. So it could be 2 foot high plus, you know, 1.5 inches on each side, but whatever. 2 foot knee wall all the way around. So I'm going to cut 1 block for my pattern block at 2 foot, and then I'm going to cut a bunch of 2 footers. All right, guys, let's move you a little bit closer so I can show you what I'm going to do right now. I cut a bunch of 2 foot blocks for my knee wall. Now what I'm going to come through and do is lay a layout on here. Like I said, I'm going to do 3 foot on center. So I'm going to immediately, automatically start with 1 on the end. I go 3 foot, center, 6 foot, center, 9 foot, center, 1 on the end, 12. And then I'll start again, 1 on the end here. And then we'll go to 3 foot, center, and then 1 on the end there. Simple, you guys, super simple. So now I'm going to go through and I'll transfer my layout onto both sets. Let me back you up here. I didn't realize I was that close. Yeah, let me go ahead and transfer my layout now onto the both sets of 2x4. All right, now, obviously, ideally, I would have a set of sawhorses or something, and I wouldn't have to work all in the elements, but that's not, we're not working with the ideal situation. So I went ahead and I transferred my layout onto both boards. Now what I'll do is I'll go ahead and I'll grab my screw gun and I'll come through with my 2-foot sections or studs, and I'll come through and I'll go ahead and build these 2 little knee walls real quick so I can show you about what I'm going to do, or show you exactly what I'm going to do. And then I don't know, maybe I'll skip the rest of it so you don't have to watch it, or I'll tape it and do like a you know, one of them fancy speed ups. We'll see how it goes, but yeah, let's go ahead and build these little knee walls real quick so I show you what I got going. All right, let's start down here where you can hear me and see me. First, I'm gonna start a couple screws. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my stair right here to help me start this. Just going to come down here with one of my studs. Just like this. Might have to find my other drill. I got a ratchet. I got a hammer drill, ratchet drill somewhere. Then what I'll do, I'll come through, start a couple more screws on this end. Another one of my blocks. Now what I'm doing here is I'm making sure everything's flush, nice and smooth everywhere. And once I like it, I drill it. Super. There it is, you guys. That's all I'm going to do. Just like that. I'm going to build a couple of those all the way around this thing. We're going to attach them all. And then my PVC is going to come here, attach down here, and attach up here, and then bend. This will be anchored into the ground. And hopefully it'll be able to withstand these winds. So I'm going to do that a dozen more times. Let's go. All right, there it is. Simple as that, you guys. Now, could it be overkill? Maybe. Maybe not. I would rather go a little overkill than have this wind blow it away. As you could probably hear it now, the wind's starting to pick up a little bit. And this is just our normal daily breeze. You know what I'm saying? We have this breeze almost every single day. So this is just our normal breeze. This is why I'm doing it like this. So now I can come through, and when I get my PVC pipes in here, I'm gonna put my rebar down in here. PVC is gonna slide over it. I'm gonna attach it here once. It's gonna come up here, and I'm gonna attach it here again, and then it'll do the arch. And then, like I said, I will have this anchored into the ground somehow. I'm going to put like little footers in there or something, and anchor it to the ground with some concrete. So hopefully when we get the big gusts of wind, it'll be okay. So So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and I'm going to build all the rest of them. The door, the front here, I'm going to do a little differently because I'm not cutting in the door right now. I'm going to wait until I have my arches up so I can know where my height of my door is and things like that. So I'll do the front a little differently, but I'm going to go ahead and do the backs. I might do a time lapse or something, or I might just skip through it, just depending. I got to hide you guys in the shade though. Phone's getting really hot. So yeah, that's it, man. I'm going to build out the rest of these and we'll carry on. All right, guys, we have everything built, ready to go. All the walls are built, ready to go. I think I'm going to stand them up either later or tomorrow. It is lunchtime, but I want to point out that hyperlapse or whatever, that quick speed up video that I did. That took an hour. It took me an hour to do that. Not bad at all. It is about 12:30 now, so it is about lunchtime. So I'm gonna go in and make some lunch, and we'll see. Maybe I'll come back later and stand up the walls, and maybe I'll start again tomorrow. But there we have it. Walls are built, ready to go. All right. Good morning, everybody. We are back at the greenhouse build, and today we're gonna be attaching and standing the knee walls. And we are at it this morning. Look at this beautiful sunrise. Yeah, we're at it a little early this morning so we can try to beat the heat. It's going to be in the 90s already, so we're going to try to get this done. Well, not all the way done today, but I'm going to try to stand the knee walls, attach them, put them where they need to go, and then I think what I'll move on to next is digging the. I'm going to put little concrete post anchors, whatever you want to call them, and I think that's what I'm going to work on after I stand and attach the knee walls, so I know exactly where I want to put those. So let's get started. All right, guys, what a beautiful morning, what a beautiful sunrise. We got to move the camera and the tripod now over here somewhere so the sun ain't blazing in your face. But let me show you what I got going on so far. All right, here we are. We are attaching the knee walls, standing and attaching them. I made the split here halfway in between the door, so that way, you know, I could put a door here. And then that leaves me an overhang over here with a nice little ledge, and an overhang over here with a nice little ledge as well. I'm not too worried about a ledge in the back. But if I put it right here, it gives me, you know, a foot or two before you reach the steps as you come in the door, down the steps. I think that'll be pretty dope. So what I'm going to do now is just come along and screw them together in the corners. I'm not real worried about the unlevelness or it not being perfect, which is different and weird for me. Because normally when I build something, I want to try to make it as nice and precise as possible. You know, it's just a carpenter in me. But I'm not really going to worry about it too much on this. Especially from side to side, because I do have a natural grade slope going down. So I'm not really going to worry about getting it level, because then I'll be digging and doing more stuff, taking layers off, and it won't be worth it. And I don't really think it'll make that much of a difference if I just leave it the way it is, honestly. So I'm not going to mess with it. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go through and I'm going to attach the rest of the knee walls and get them all stood up and fastened together. And then I will bring you back and show you what's going on for the next step. All right, you guys, we are back. We have all of the knee walls attached. Let me flip you around. All the knee walls are attached, as you can see here. Everything's standing. Everything is together, looking good. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to come along and I've marked my corners, every corner, and then halfway in between this long wall, that long wall, and halfway in between the little back wall. I am going to now come through where I have it marked. I'm going to scoot it a little each way, and then I want to dig a hole in each spot that I marked in the corners and the sides or in the middles, and I'm going to dig about a 1.5 to 2 foot, give or take, hole, and I'm going to put a 2 foot, 1, 2, whatever I get. Okay, I'm going to put a post, attach it to the front, sides, whatever. I'm going to attach it, put it down in the ground with a little bit of concrete on it, and backfill it, because it does get crazy windy around. So far here on the corner, that middle one and that corner, this whole side, I've dug down for posts, for little footers. That's about, I don't know, 1.5 foot deep, maybe 2 foot. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm going with now, is doing poles. I'll attach 2x4 down in, put a little concrete in there. That'd be like a little concrete footer. I'm going to do another one here, and then one each corner in the middle over there. So 4 more holes to dig, you guys. It's not easy trying to make these little holes. The post hole digger obviously ain't doing nothing. I mean, it gets the form of the hole to begin with, but it won't pick up the dirt, because obviously it's just such fine dirt. It just won't pick it up out of the hole. So what I have been doing, it's not too bad, nice and straight, really. So what I've been doing is I've been going through with my drill, and I've been drilling it, pry bar, and I've just been kind of working it out of there and digging it out by hand. So that's what we got going on right now. 4 more to do. Once the 4 are done, we'll cut some 2x4s to go down in the hole, and then we'll put some concrete on it. So let me dig these other 4 and get things ready for the concrete, and we'll be back with an update. You know, I'm mixing this concrete. I just want to take a second and say thank you to everybody who watches, especially thank you to those who subscribe. We don't make very many videos. I know I don't make them good, but we do what we can when we can. We save up, we do a project, we don't finance anything. So a lot of things have been breaking down lately, truck things, whatever, not gonna go into that, but that's how we do it around here. And we are actually saving for something really huge. So if you want to know what that is, here, coming in a few months, probably 2 months after making this video, hopefully we'll be where we want to be on that. But if you want to know, you're going to have to subscribe and come back and keep watching so you know. But anyway, thank you everybody who watches, especially those who subscribe. If you're watching right now and you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. It'd be much appreciated. Mix this concrete. Alright, I'm gonna go all the way to the furthest hole first, dump it in, and then we'll go from there. Alright, there you go. I got, I don't know what, 4, 5 more to do, 6 more, whatever. Simple as that. So yeah, I'm gonna do the rest of them, and then I'll show you what we got when we're done. We're concreted in, we're all done. Every single one of them. It's got a bunch of concrete in them. Yeah, nice little footers, dude. Nice little post hole footers, whatever you want to call them. So yeah, I'm gonna let this set. It's pretty much, I mean, it's starting to set. This quickcrete, you know, it sets pretty damn quick. I'm gonna call it a day. For today it is what time is it? I don't know, it's lunchtime. 12:30, somewhere in there. But yeah, I'm going to go take a lunch. We're gonna call that a day, and this is what we have so far for today. Got all the walls up, holes dug, post in, concreted in. All right, you guys, I gotta jump in here real quick because I'm editing this video and I wasn't gonna break it up anymore. I was just going to put it all into one last video, but I'm realizing that if I don't, it is going to be a very long video, so I'm going to cut it here and then we'll finish it off in the next video. Please like, subscribe, turn on the notification bells so you get notified when the next video comes out, the final video, which won't be too long after this one. I'm editing it all now. Yeah, please turn on the notification bells, like, subscribe, come back. We are saving for something huge. Yeah, just, please like, subscribe, come back for more. We'll see you on the next one, the finish of the greenhouse build, you guys. Thanks for watching. Peace.